A butcher working away in his shop. Just then a dog walks in with a shopping basket hanging from its mouth. The dog walks up to the counter, puts the basket onto the counter, reaches into the basket, pulls out a note, puts the note onto the counter. The butcher picks up the note and it's a shopping list. Sausages, bacon, whatever. And at the bottom of the note it said, please put these items into the basket and tell the dog how much it costs. So the butcher's thinking, a bit strange this, so does as he's told, puts the bacon, the sausages, whatever, wraps them up, puts them in the shopping basket, and he says to the dog, that'll be $4.95. And the dog reaches into the basket and he pulls out a little purse. And he opens the purse with his mouth and he counts out $4.95 exactly. Puts the purse back into the shopping basket, picks up the basket with his mouth, and he trots back out the shop. The butcher's there thinking, blimey heck, I've never seen anything like that before. Anyway, a couple of days later, exactly the same thing happens. The dog trots in, puts the basket onto the counter, the shopping list, tells the dog how much it's going to be. Dog counts out the money, picks up the basket and trots out. The butcher's thinking, this is absolutely amazing. He thinks to himself, next time this happens, I'm going to follow that dog, see where it goes and exactly what's happening. So he's there working away in his shop. A couple of days later, sure enough, the dog trots in, he's got his basket, puts the basket on the counter, puts the note on the counter. Butcher reads the note, puts the sausages, bacon and whatever, tells him how much it is, counts out the money, puts the purse back into the basket all with his mouth, picks up the basket and trots out. Butcher quickly puts on his coat, runs to the door, locks up his shop, and he follows the dog down the street. The dog trotting away down the street with a basket in its mouth, doesn't bump into anyone, comes up to the zebra crossing, Pelican crossing, stops, sits down, waits for the traffic to stop, lights to change, crosses the road, goes down a couple of streets, then he turns into a path of a house, walks up to the door. The butcher runs there and he's there hiding behind the hedge. He's there watching what's happening. And the dog walks up to the door and puts the basket down and he starts scratching at the front door. A couple of seconds later, the door opens and a bloke standing there. He looks down at the dog and he starts kicking it. The butcher rushes up and he says, stop it, stop it. He says, that's no way to treat a highly intelligent animal. And the bloke looks up at him and said, highly intelligent animal? It's the third time this week he's forgotten his key.